The Indiana Fever have crossed paths with more than a few players over the past 2 decades. Right now, they have one of the biggest names in professional sports on their roster in Caitlin Clark, and the plan is to keep her in Indiana for as long as possible. Clark and the Fever, though, would not be where they are today had it not been for the players that preceded the 22-year-old superstar. One of them is 3-time All-Star guard Danielle Robinson, who suited up for the Fever for 2 seasons between 2021 and 2022. On Wednesday, Robinson announced her retirement from the WNBA after 14 memorable seasons in the league. Despite her brief tenure with the team, there's no denying that Robinson played a role in ushering in a new era for the Fever. The former Oklahoma University star parted ways with the Fever 2 years before Clark's arrival in 2024, but her impact on the team has remained. Robinson, who was the number 6 overall pick of the 2011 WNBA draft, via the San Antonio Silver Stars, is a 3-time All-Defensive guard. She was named part of the All-WNBA second team in 2014 and also led the league in assists during the 2013 season. The 5'9" guard joined the Fever toward the latter part of her career, where she averaged 8.7 points, 3.2 rebounds, 3.8 assists and 1.1 steals in 55 games played. Indiana Fever icon Caitlin Clark's epic 2024 year had way more highs than lows. From taking her team to the 2024 NCAA National Championship game all the way through her winning Time Athlete of the Year, the accolades and accomplishments that Clark added to her collection last year are truly staggering. However, it wasn't all good vibes for the 22-year-old. Not only did she lose that national championship game, but her Fever team started the season with a 1-8 record and looked hapless on the court. They ultimately turned things around, of course, but the beginning of Clark's first WNBA season certainly started rocky. She spoke about this tumultuous time to Travis and Jason Kelce as part of her appearance on the New Heights podcast that was released on January 2nd. You come in as a rookie, and you're trying to figure out a new environment, new teammates. You don't want to say too much, you don't want to say too little, and it's just so hard, Clark said. But in my scenario, you're already highly thought of. People are turning to you to be something or be someone. So it's hard. You're trying to get your feet wet, but also not do too much. But I think what I struggled in early on is I don't know what to say, I don't know how to say it, I don't know how they're going to react, she added. She later said, I also had a lot of really good vets around me too, so I feel very grateful for that. And we had a fairly young team too, so people had been through it fairly recently, so they knew how I felt. But I feel like that definitely is a huge challenge, and that goes for whatever professional sport. You're trying to learn, but also people are looking at you, you've got to perform and be what they drafted you to be. It is fair to say that 2024 was a year that Caitlin Clark will never forget, with the Iowa Hawkeyes graduate becoming one of the most known players in the WNBA, turning out each week for the Indiana Fever. On her road to the top, Clark became the NCAA's all-time scoring leader, passing former LSU Tigers star Pete Maravich, 3,667, and finishing her college career with 3,951. Clark became the number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft, which is a remarkable achievement, and it was immediately clear that she was only going to get better. She has led the Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016 and broken many rookie records along the way, including the most assists in a season and the most points by a rookie, all while being named to the All-WNBA first team. Clearly, Clark knows that 2024 has been a year of success, and she decided to mark the end of it with a post on Instagram showcasing her achievements, whilst hinting at her desire for more success in 2025. My fave moments from the best year, Clark captioned her post. Time to make 2025 even better. Indiana Fever General Manager Amber Cox has come forward to defend the team's controversial decision to leave backup center Temi Fagbanal unprotected in the WNBA expansion draft, a move that has left fans reeling. Fagbanal, a crucial contributor to the Fever's success last season, was swiftly snapped up by the league's newest team, the Golden State Valkyries, sparking outrage among the Fever faithful. In a recent appearance on the In Case You Missed It podcast with Christina Williams, Cox addressed the backlash, explaining the rationale behind the team's contentious move. It's really part of an overall plan, which, hopefully, everyone will see unfold throughout the offseason, Cox stated. These decisions are never easy, but they're made with a long-term vision in mind. Cox's comments did little to soothe frustrated fans, who see the loss of Fagbinal as a significant blow. Known for her consistency and defensive prowess, Fagbinal was viewed as an integral piece of the Fever's puzzle as they aim to climb back to WNBA prominence. While Cox promised that more moves are on the horizon, the pressure is mounting. The Fever face a pivotal offseason, with the future of two-time All-Star Kelsey Mitchell hanging in the balance. Mitchell, who averaged 19.2 points per game last season alongside rising star Caitlin Clark, is set to become an unrestricted free agent in January. Losing Mitchell would be a devastating setback for a team already reeling from Fagbinal's departure. Fans are also curious about how the Fever plan to navigate the WNBA free agency period, which Cox hinted will be critical to their strategy. "We understand the passion of our fans and their connection to our players," Cox added. "We're committed to building a roster that can compete at the highest level." The Fever's off-season decisions will be closely scrutinized as supporters anxiously await the next chapter in the team's journey. For now, though, Cox's call to trust the process faces a tough sell to a fanbase hungry for answers and results. Caitlin Clark recently opened up about a touching moment during the 2024 WNBA draft, where she was selected as the first overall pick by the Indiana Fever. In the latest episode of the New Heights podcast, hosted by Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce and former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce, Clark shared how WNBA legend Tamika Catchings showed her love and support to her. "Tamika was one of the first people to text me after I was drafted," Clark said. "She still checks in on me, which is so cool. It's amazing to have someone like her, who isn't in the building every day but means so much to the community and the organization." Clark also spoke about the deep admiration she has for Catchings, explaining how the WNBA icon's support during the draft felt really special. "I idolized her and looked up to her, so for her to take just a moment to check in and see how I'm doing is really special," she continued. Clark's remarks were shared by the Fever on Instagram. Catchings, known for leading the Fever to the 2012 WNBA championship, remains an influential figure in Indianapolis. Clark now looks to continue her legacy and potentially lead the team to another championship. During the podcast, Clark also described the challenges she faced as a rookie, transitioning quickly from college basketball to the professional level. Despite the pressure, Clark felt grateful for the guidance from her veteran teammates. Clark's story not only sheds light on her bond with the WNBA legend but also offers insight into the challenges and triumphs of a rookie adjusting to the demands of the professional sports world. When Jason Kelce asked Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark on the New Heights podcast what accolade means the most to her, she admitted it was her academic All-American nods. It took sleuths on X just a handful of hours to figure out Clark's GPA at the University of Iowa, an impressive 3.64. As a Hawkeye, Clark was a two-time women's basketball academic All-American of the Year, three-time first-team academic All-American nod, and a two-time Division I academic All-American of the Year. "I'd give the answer my mom would say, which is probably academic All-American," Clark told the Kelce brothers. "She was proud of me for being a good student in college. Nobody talks about that." Of course, Clark also won a host of other undergraduate awards. She was a two-time AP Player of the Year, Wooden Award winner, and Naismith College Player of the Year. Clark didn't just capture the best of the best awards during her elite junior and senior seasons, she was also dominant during her first 2 years in school. The former Hawkeye captured the 2021 Big Ten Freshman of the Year nod and then led the entire nation in assists a year later, the first of 3 times she accomplished the trick. Clark increased her trophy cabinet at the professional level. After the Fever selected her with the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, she continued to rack up the awards. The Fever star was a WNBA All-Star, member of the All-WNBA First Team, and the league's 2024 Rookie of the Year. She missed on winning the award unanimously by just a single vote. The Kelce brothers also asked Clark why NBA ratings are down this season. "I've been asking a lot of people about this and why they think they're down," she said. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark may have been the biggest athlete during 2024. Not only did she break the NCAA all-time scoring record, but she went on to become the #1 pick in the WNBA draft and during her rookie year, broke numerous records, including the most assists in a single season, and was named to the All-WNBA First Team. With Clark growing up in Des Moines, Iowa, the closest NFL team to her was the Kansas City Chiefs. So, naturally, the point guard has become a lifelong Chiefs fan, and she has shown her love for the organization throughout the 2024 season. To begin the new year, Clark guest starred on the podcast New Heights, hosted by Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce and his brother, former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce. The Kelce brothers asked Clark why she decided to join Chiefs Kingdom, and the All-Star revealed how that happened. "I had family in Kansas City, and I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, which is only 3 hours from Kansas City," Clark said. "So, that's just the closest NFL team. My dad was a big Chiefs fan growing up. People think I'm a bandwagon Chiefs fan. I'm like, no, I was Patrick or Travis." Clark went on to mention that her brother's favorite Chiefs player growing up was Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez. This prompted Jason Kelce to ask Clark who her favorite Kansas City player is. "I mean, obviously Travis is up there," Clark said as both Kelce brothers screamed in approval. "But I'm obviously a big Patrick Mahomes fan too. The both of you, you're pretty great." Clark has also made it known that she is a fan of Travis Kelce's girlfriend, singer Taylor Swift. In early November, Swift toured in Indianapolis for 3 nights and the Fever star appeared for 2 of her concerts. Still, that didn't deter fans from showing her attention. "People are just going crazy that I'm there," Clark said in an interview with Time. "I thought people would be so in their own world, ready to see Taylor. And it was just completely the opposite." Clark's second season in the WNBA is just a few months away, and the Fever could look much different with new head coach Stephanie White leading the charge. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce and the Chiefs recently secured the AFC's #1 seed and a bye in the playoffs. At 15-1, Kansas City is looking like a serious threat to three-peat.